That bit is very full of life, shall we say. And here you can see it is really I mean, this is like Glastonbury. Look, or Blackpool, when there were lots of people going for sunbathing things that people used to do, apparently. A throng to the beach in Blackpool. It's a very strange thing to want to do, to go to Blackpool, because it's cold most of the time. Sometimes it's sunny, sometimes it is. But you wouldn't want to go swimming in it, because the British water standards, of course. British water standards have fallen through the roof since the advent of the ridiculous Brexit. There has never been anything as essentially masochistic to inflict on a nation as bloody Brexit. And I think people are now starting to realise that it was such a... What was it? It was a con job. It wasn't an error of judgment. It's because certain parts of the establishment thought they stood to gain a lot of money out of it. And strange enough, they did. Certain parts of the establishment thought that they could make a bob or two. And they did, at the cost to the British people. Cost to the British people of inconvenience, an increase in inhumanity towards other people, a weakening of the strategic alliance between Europe, Britain, the USA, and anything bad you think could happen to a country has happened. We have become far more divided, far more aggressive, far more violent, and far more financially fucked. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to use the words that I use, because I do feel that strongly about it. I felt this strongly about it before it happened. I felt this strongly about it when they were putting out the referendum. Absolutely disgusted when the referendum actually came up with the 52-48% result that allegedly it had. And like the American election that elected Trump and not Hillary Clinton, it is quite obvious that Putin really didn't want Hillary Clinton to be anywhere near in charge of the USA, and all the dispossessed, the reprehensibles, or whatever it was that Hillary called them, and she was absolutely 110% right about being... Really, these people shouldn't have the vote. They shouldn't, because they misuse it, and they just force everybody else to go along with their view of the world. And if you don't, you will get punished. So as much as they have private medical health care over there, you can't choose to pay even for the service and get birth control. You can't even use morning after pills. You can't get surgery on the NHS or any form of service in certain places for gender reassignment, female or male reassignment. So going from female to male or from male to female. You can't, unless you can afford huge amounts of money and you move to California, you can't really afford to do anything. And that's why so many people do move to California, of course, because there are so many opportunities in California. Why? Because it is a growing sort of democratic aspect of the USA. Same for New York. Certainly not the same for Florida, where people are fleeing at a rate of knots out of because of the Talibanistic Christian ridiculous junta, which is sort of being imposed minute by minute, day by day, week by week. It's getting worse, and it's getting worse. More women are being killed, more trans women are being killed. The place is horrendous. Why? Not because of Joe Biden. Joe Biden's doing his very level best to sort things out, and his economy is kicking ass when it's allowed to. It just amazes me. How could anybody want a criminal, an insurrectionist, to take control of the USA? And furthermore, ally themselves with Putin. Putin has already killed 460,000 or given life-changing injuries in the context of a war that really shouldn't ever have been taking place. And why is that? Well, back to Trumpy. Back to the Republicans who would not support Obama in doing anything. They just were out to stop him because, well, probably because he was black, actually. And Putin's a racist, and he's proven it many times. What's she called? Eofi and Fiona Hill said, it's mad